and I'm going to share you my screen. Okay. So you can see my screen right now, right? I'm sorry, but if is there any problem, please just turn on your microphone, because I will not see the screen anymore. So I don't know that if you sending me an icon or message. Thank you. So I will do a quickly review on the chapter 6, and then we're going to start to solve your quiz. Is it okay? Okay, never mind. So, chapter 6 is as the name is inventory. So, which means that is talking about classifying inventory and determining inventory, or it's going to introduce you about inventory methods and financial effect. And two last segment is about financial statement, tax effect on the of cost flow methods, and inventory error in the income statement effect, and other. So normally I'm going is like this. In the inventory, there was two kind of company that's using that need to use inventory methods. First aid merchandising, and the second one is manufacturing. And in manufacturing, as you know, that they need to have the raw material to turn it to be the finished good. So in that which means that they also have three kind of good that need to manage. That's first, it says raw material, and the second kind is work in process, and the last one is finished good. Second one is going to determining whether it's periodic system or perpetual system. So I was just So normally for the periodic, they will have the physical count in the end of the year, or when they going to end the cycle, counting cycle. But for the perpetual, normally they paste on the system because it's update the inventory condition whenever the goods sold or there was purchased something. So there was a formula that you need to remember that's in here. Inventory cost will equal to quantity for the units cost. Yes, and then this determining the what kind of methods that the company use. In the other hand, you need to know that there was 2 points you need to pay attention is also the physical inventory and the ownership. This one what many people make a mistake because you guys, I think that the point is because we don't totally understanding the term FOP shipping point and FOP destination. That's right, sure. So just try to remember that. So because if you cannot remember two, then two one to remember and the other one will be the opposite one. That the FOP destination, the good will belong to the buyer until it's reached the destination. And about shipping point, the good will belong to the buyer when it's met the delivery service, like the carrier. Okay. And about consigned good, is this is a term of the distributor. So basically, it's a pair consigner, and they will have like an agreement. We'll call that the consignment. To distributor. Yes. And okay, so too far, so it's them here and I will highlight it. And the first one is inventory methods and the financial effect. Yeah, like I mentioned in the beginning that this formula, that's inventory cost will equal to the quantity times for unit cost. So in here we also have like there were three methods that we need to keep in mind. Is specific identification, Fifo, average cost. So as it's very short. In our beside of Fifo, we also have LIFO, but this will not introduce in this chapter. Yeah, if you want to know more about this, you're searching for this term. This term, two of this term is totally different. One is first in, first out, which means that which item that's purchased first, that will be sold first. But for the LIFO, which one is the last to be produced will be the first to be sold. Just like that. So for the specific identification, it also has pros and cons. So for the pros, it can accurately determine the ending of inventory and cost of goods sold because it's specific identification. So each one item has its own value, but the disadvantage is also about having unique identification was being more inconvenient for you to close the book. So in here, for the Fifo, yes, you need to remember first in, first out, and for the average, you have one formula that you should remember. That is cost of goods sold, cost of good available for sale. Divided by the total unit available for sale. That will equal weighted average unit cost. The cost that you need to use for each unit whenever it's have an update or just use it from the beginning. Yes, the sum of the total value and then divide by the total unit that is for sale. Then you will have the average price. So the last one I'm just going to talking about inventory error and its effect to the income statement. Since we have beginning inventory, cost of goods purchased minus for ending inventory. That will equal to the cost of goods sold. Yeah. So let's see. So what if when we understate the beginning of again inventory? So what would happen to cost of goods sold? So follow this formula. If the beginning of inventory was understated, which means that their value is lower than it should have. So which means that the cost of goods sold is also lower than the actual value. And this will lead to we have a higher cost, the higher net income, because the cost of goods sold is part of our net income, right? When you calculate it. So if this one understay, then it will also lead to this one understay, but it will lead to the net income increase. However, in another situation, the net income may be increased too. That's when the overstatement of beginning inventory, the overstay of ending inventory, and then it will also lead to the decrease of cost of goods sold, but in the end, it's also make the net income increase. Do you get it? So here is the thing that I especially remember for the chapter 6. Yes. So let's go to start with your previous quiz that maybe have you more information about this chapter. I know that there were 2 quiz that different for each class, but basically the question are the same. It's just different number. So we're just going to solve one quiz from A class. Maybe if some people who saw the script, they may know it. This is paper A. There were 2 papers for each class, paper A and B. So please pay attention. Yes, the first thing I usually do is highlight the main point. So for the month of May, periodic 80 was sold. So right now we already know about the term, about which method of the inventory system and how many units were sold. Okay. So for the FIFO, first in first out, right now we need 80 unit, and here, so we count from the beginning of inventory. We took 35, then we took 30, still not enough, right? It's just 65, so we need more 15 from the last one. So in the ending inventory could be 25. In here, I suggest you to calculate the total unit from the beginning. Yeah, then you will easier to control your answer. Okay, for ending inventory, so 105 minus 80, that will be 25. So in here, I will let 25 10. How much was it? 12. Here there was another point that you need to remember, that please round up to 2 decimal places in the average unit cost. Okay, for the cost of goods sold, we're going to get 25 times base plus 30. That will equal to 790. Is this the right answer? Or you can do another way. It also counts, but it also helps you to double check your answer. You calculate the total cost of the inventory. You take this one minus one of this, and you will have the answer of the other because they are the same. It's okay. Okay, for the next one, for the average cost, you need to calculate as how much is worth for an item, and then you're going to use that unit cost to calculate the total cost of the good available for sale. So for this one, we have 105 items with the total cost is 1090. So simply take divided by 105, then you will have around, okay, here is 0.10, 0.38. Since the question requires you to round up to 2 decimal, which means you're going to keep 2 of this. Okay, since we already have the unit cost, it's very easy. For the cost of goods sold, they said that they sold 80 units, right? So just take 80 units times for 10.38. Then you will have 830. And for the other side, 25. 3.30, 10.38, have 260. We also make a double check that take 90 minus for the 260, then it will equal 830. Okay. This is hard. I hope that you guys all have the right answer in class A for this question, because this question we have discussed in the class a few times. So we go to the next question, okay? So physical inventory. So it's mentioned about the inventory quantity was 620,000 December. This count does not take into consideration well, this one is, I think it would be a tricky question. Because it's mentioned about consignment by the vendor and the distributor. Show calculation. Okay. So in here is have inventory cost 620. I put 620 in here first, and then here is some event that we need to consider to add up or subtract from the cost. The current consignment store currently had a good was 104 on its sale floor. That belong to consignment or accounting. Oh, it's been sold on consignment, so we also put it on. Okay, the next one is never mind the selling of price of this good is just an information that make you make understanding the number. Okay, next one is Hastings purchase 40,000 good that was shipped on December 27. Shipping point, FOB shipping point. So which means that we are the seller. So we need to pay the fee for the FOB shipping point on this one. So we need to pay extra 40,000. So the number would be 760,000. Okay. Another question about what is the inventory. Okay. So, totally they have a 10,000 unit, and then this 8,000. Here's the last purchase. Oh, okay. So they also 8,000. So there will be 2,000 items. Time for the last value that they purchased is, oh, sorry. Okay, so that is the answer. In here, you don't need to have a table, just show the calculation. Yeah, that's it. If you want to have a table, that's also count. But in here, it's asking what is the ending inventory. So yeah, we can just figure out by one. Yeah, that's all for the quiz. Is there any other question? I will send you guys this picture for you to take another review on that. Okay, I'm going to send you guys later then. Is there any other question? If you guys don't have any other question, then we can dismiss the class. And remember that your attendance today will not have the bonus point because this is an extra class. Yeah, if you don't have any other question, we just leave the meeting. Thank you for joining and good luck with your exam. Thank you. Hey, student have ID number 109110075. Please leave the meeting.